Another day, another soiree. Today I let the pigs up here. It's so icy, I didn't know if they'd even cross the lane. Pigs don't like being on ice. But, you know, they do such a good job of cleaning up. I think of them almost like chambermaids, chamber matrons mostly. Chambermaids. You know, they clean the beds up and neaten everything up from the goats, and that's what they're doing right now. And I had to skip yesterday because it was just so icy. Of course, it's quieter, and the the goats are a little bit afraid of them still. There's one hiding behind the furnace, and I've got one of the two both young ones are now hiding in there. They have the good sense to know about that. Anyway, I have a queue developing here of these chunks of slab that I'm moving out as I break them loose. And I really would like to come up with some principles to how I do this. I think it should only take 3 rollers. And if you wonder where would I get rollers like that, well, just go to a garden place and buy round fence posts. Saw them in 3 or 2. Yeah, 3. Now they'll be full of poison, you know. They're going to be what they call treated, but they'd be round. I mean, they would certainly work. So I have 1, 2. I guess I only have 2 in the queue right now, but I'm going after another one here. This one. And you know, one of the things is you have to get it up on rollers if possible, and I do have that one up. And then you can start to move it. Another thing, I put an arrow to indicate east, and I even used a star drill. So it doesn't work. There it is, a star drill, one of those, to mark where is the east side of that. So then when I take it out, I can put it back together. As normal, the chickens are making their comment. So we'll see how it goes. Here's the principle. You should have runners underneath if at all possible, or maybe even if, well, no, you can't always have them. And another, well, I see I've got these twisted now. That's not bad, but I do have it on 3 rollers, which is good. But I'm going to get it out here a little bit further, and then I'm going to start to bring that this way. And it'll be much easier to handle when I'm working long ways instead of sideways. I don't know if you understand that or not. There's probably a very good reason why these monstrous stones that prehistoric people moved weren't square, or they weren't round, but they were rectangular. The situation I've got this stone in is bad. I'm moving it, but I mean, it's foolish. But there are more principles I can develop. Another one is you need brakes. You need to have brakes ready. These 2 blocks or little pieces of board right there, they're ready to function as brakes on that roller, so it doesn't just roll away. Now, I should not have got it twisted like I did, but I can deal with that. With the lever, I'll lift it and I'll slide those rollers out. So this has not been good work, but I'm learning. And another word for these brakes are chocks, C-H-O-C-K in English, chocks. I think you put them under rubber tires and various places, and ideally they would be wedge-shaped. And another thing I want to say at some point, the words I'm using, brake, roller, chalk, lever, fulcrum, the etymology of those words in various languages could lead one, I think, to reconstruct the technology that seemed to be developed worldwide by humans to do this kind of thing prehistorically. Here's another word, slide. When I use the lever, there's another word, at the back to push it with the lever, it didn't roll, it slid. That's because the brakes are there. which is okay. Anyway, that's just another one of those words. As you can see, it's getting more and more in place and ready to go to be in the queue. A word that probably shouldn't be in the vocabulary is goat. And goat doesn't need to be where it is. I'll have to move it. You know, when I'm done, there should be a toolkit, more or less, that a master stone mover would have, involving maybe 3 rollers, maybe 5, couple short, I don't know, a lever, let's see, there was another word, block. When you lift it with the lever, and you don't want to roll it, you just want to hold it up there, you want somebody to insert a block underneath it. That is so ready to go right now that I hope the brakes will hold it back. I hate to move that goat. I better just move that goat, because I think I can control it. That might be a word, control. But it takes so little to push it right now, even though that one roller is not parallel. There's probably a word that would be in the vocabulary in some kind of ancient language. So, and did I mention level? The tracks, the runners, they should be level. I've got to stop there because that goat didn't want to move. I moved him a little bit, but he didn't want to move. That's where he wanted to stay. And I'm afraid I'll hurt his leg with the end of that roller. So I'll stop. I stopped there. I'm ready to go on. I got the track ready. Here's another word, tip. You hear so much about tipping point. This stone slab piece is right at the tipping point. If I roll it even slightly more, it's on only 2 rollers. If I roll it even slightly more, it'll tip down and I'll lose that height. So I'm going to get something ready, another roller ready to catch it. Okay, I'm ready to catch it with another roller, but the pigs got to begin their checking their stuff out. Turn is another one. I don't really want to go straight quite. I want to turn it, which I can easily enough do. And steer. These are all words that I think are necessary for the art and would have been 10,000 years ago. Maybe 200 words total, maybe less. Oh, this is so much fun, mixing the linguistics with the stone moving. But I probably better stop. Time for the soiree to end. I said maybe 200 words. Maybe there were many more than that, because they probably had nuances for this work that we can't even imagine. I'd once heard that the Inuit have something like 50 words for snow. Maybe they have had, a dozen words for back. I don't know. Anyway, interesting for me. I've actually always, or for a very long time, thought about applying linguistics and especially etymology to the history of technology. This would be a great place to do it, because I'm sure they were really good at this. Whoops, we got to take time out for this. There's always a place for love. Well, maybe not always, but I don't want to interrupt that. So I'll just enjoy the lovely day till they're finished. He's a pretty young boar. That's a bit of a reach for him. Oh, it's been icy. It's a wicked, bad, cold, icy winter, but we're getting precipitation, which is lovely. I ended up putting tubs down here to catch the water off the roof, the ice melting, because I couldn't carry water out here anymore. It was too icy to go across the yard carrying water. Although I do have water. Oh, they're done. No, he's not. I do have water here. So if they get thirsty enough, they can drink there, and they can drink there. And you might be able to see that the water is coming through there. All right, bye for now.